I'm on testosterone replacement therapy and every vitamin known to man. I take a giant athletic greens every day.
Yeah.
I take a fucking pallet of vitamins.
What do I
feel
need to take?
Fantastic.
What do I need?
Wow. Fancy that. Fancy that. Huh. Yeah. I mean, he's got some very strong opinions on people who take hormone therapies. But, you know, maybe for thee and not for me kind of shit. All right, everybody. You may remember, I believe it was yesterday. How much of this seems so far away? It was yesterday. Joe Rogan came out and said that if you are 21 years old, you are a healthy, young, strapping buck, then you don't need to take a vaccine. Like, I would just tell people, why would you want to do that to yourself? Blah, blah, blah. And by the way, have a whole bunch of creatine powder sponsored by Joe Rogan. It was a really bad take. It was an anti-vax take. Obviously, most of the internet, luckily, was like, fuck this noise, as they should have said. And then, apparently, he doubled back today. All right?
Well, the White House commented on what I said about vaccines.
It's so funny. Fauci hit you up.
Well, he didn't hit me up necessarily. He disagreed with me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got vaxxed up, baby.
Did you?
I got one shot in the arm.
But didn't you already get COVID?
Yeah, I had Rona. I had it in October.
So why did you get a vaccination?
I'm a sheeple, dude. I'm part of the sheep, dude. I wanted it. Because my antibodies, I think, were gone. The last time we got tested for antibodies,
he just needs one guest, just one to be able to lay out everything, you know, just sit him. Like, I think Spotify should have that in his contract. If Joe Rogan ever veers too often to the range of it's going to get people killed, we need to then say, we're booking your next guest for you. And then it can be business as usual afterwards. And that guest needs to sit down and be like, hi, Joe, here's a chalkboard. Here's all the things and all the facts and all the science, and here's what you can or cannot say in regards to COVID-19. And if you do the other things, you are endangering Earth and humanity. So don't do that. Don't, okay? We're gonna make this. I'll jazz it up for you. I can get Jamie to pull up some titties. You know, we can get some tap out shit, whatever you want, cigars, whiskey, pot, all the wonderful things. But you gotta just pay attention here. All right, it's gone too far. It's really gone too far.
antibodies was 3 months after, and they said they were there, but they weren't super strong.
So you're scared.
Yeah.
What you get, the Johnson & Johnson?
No, dude, I'm a Derna mama.
You only got one, though.
Yeah.
Why didn't you get two?
Because my second one is in like 2 weeks or a week. They have to spread you out a month.
Yeah, 21 days, right?
I got it. Nothing, I don't know, man. The whole thing, like Corona for me was weird already. So I was like, I don't know, I'll just do that thing to not have it again. I bought into the system. I'm a sheep.
Well, it's not being a sheep. I mean, there's some legitimate science behind this. It's not, this is like the thing about this whole.
Why is it like in the tech bro / Elon Musk is space daddy uwu kind of crowd, Doge the world to freedom, fleshlights shit? Like, why is it sheepily to get the vaccine? Like, I don't even know if there would be a historical precedent for other times this has happened where the pushback was directly like, are you conformist, bro? Are you not goth? Because you got to be goth. We're all real goth.
This people being upset at me. I didn't say I'm not an anti-vax person.
Right.
In fact, I said I believe they're safe. And I encourage many people to take them. My parents were vaccinated. I just said, I don't think that if you're a young, healthy person, that you need it. Their argument was, you need it for other people.
So you don't transmit the virus.
That makes more sense.
So
But that's a different argument. That's
I'm
a different
young,
conversation.
not so healthy person.
You're not that young.
Okay, Joe, thanks, man.
You're not.
Okay.
If you were a hot chick,
then you'd say I was young.
I'd be like, you're on the ropes.
Am I backed up a
How
little
old
bit?
are you?
37.
Yeah, you're on the ropes, bro.
What do you mean? That's
if you
still
have
young.
no children, if you had no children and you're a hot chick, let's be honest.
I'm older now.
You're on the ropes.
Okay, fine.
It's not bad.
I'm getting older.
I'm old as fuck.
Yeah, you are.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm 53. I'm old as fuck. I'm almost 20 years older than you.
When we celebrated...
I don't even have a burn there. That's what? Wow. It's very well preserved, Joe. I don't know. Weed and whiskey. Weed and whiskey. That's the secret. Everyone's like, oh, you know, Patrick Stewart, he looks timeless. It's all that green tea, or Keanu Reeves. It's all that, smiles and being a good human stuff. But Joe Rogan's got a secret as well, it would seem.
Your 50th birthday, we were in Detroit. Where were
the secret is being rich and having a team of trainers. Yeah, having that. I mean, occasionally it could probably be you get a little work done, little tightening here, little Botox there, kind of stuff. That could be, but got to give credit where credit is due. I'm here to attack the man's ideas, but I mean, if he's that well preserved at 55, yeah, it could be the money. It could be he just injects millions of dollars directly into his bloodstream. Maybe that's it. Like just straight liquid money, freebasing money on a regular basis.
I forget.
And it hit me hard that you were 50.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my friend is 50. And I was starting to plan your funeral. I was going through all that stuff. I was like, what are we gonna do?
But honestly, it doesn't bother me.
No, because why? Because you're in such a great stride of your life.
Because I'm on fucking steroids.
Give them to me, bro.
No, I'm on testosterone replacement therapy and every vitamin known to man. I take a giant athletic greens every day.
Yeah.
I take a fucking pallet of vitamins.
What do I
feel
need to take?
Fantastic.
What do I need?
Wow, fancy that. Huh. Yeah. I mean, he's got some very strong opinions on people who take hormone therapies, but maybe for thee and not for me kind of shit.
It's on it every day. Here's the thing, like all these people that are saying, and in many ways, listen, here's the thing. These are not like planned statements. Let's be real clear.
Yeah.
When I say something stupid, I'm not thinking about what I'm going to say before I say it. I'm just saying it, right? I don't have an off-air and on-air voice. I don't.
No.
I have me.
This is us.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got through the fucking net and I'm swimming in open waters. Okay?
Yeah.
And that's just how I live.
Yeah.
I don't, like, if you say you disagree with me, I probably disagree with me too. I disagree with me all the time. If someone said, you have, young, healthy, 21-year-old people who eat well and exercise are not at high risk for coronavirus, but you should think about other people, I would say, well, that's a different argument, and yes, that makes sense. But I would say, aren't those people vaccinated? And shouldn't we vaccinate the vulnerable people?
Yeah.
And then we'd have a different conversation.
Right.
The problem is today, everything's all headlines and highlights, and it's all click.
No. The problem is, like, you have the biggest podcast in human history. You have hundreds of millions of viewers and views and downloads and all this kind of shit. You have a huge responsibility to use your platform responsibly. Responsibly. You can't just go on there and say whatever you want. It's not like I do the same job as you, only I have a much smaller reach. But like, yeah, I'm freestyling right now. This is free balling, But if I say things out loud that is going to get a lot of people in danger and sick, then yes, I have a responsibility to learn before I speak about what I'm talking about. At the very least.
Which is fine. That's the business.
Yeah.
And I have a deep respect for real journalism. I love Glenn Greenwald and Matt Taibbi and people that stick their fucking neck out and do real journalism.
Now I understand. Now it's all come full circle. The pipeline is here. The media is lying about Joe Rogan right now, by Joe Rogan. Watch these videos and judge for yourself, by Glenn Greenwald. Of course, there's never an attempt to grapple with why Rogan has such a huge following. A big reason is his listeners know he's doing his best to figure out the truth without being captive to any orthodoxy, but, like him, they know his limits and appreciate his humility. Liberals assume anyone who gets their news and info from any non-approved liberal elite sources, New York Times, WAPO, CNN, MSNBC, are stupid sheep who can't think for themselves. That is why they're shocked nobody called protective services after hearing Tucker. Fox News host Tucker Carlson last night urged people to call Child Protective Services if they see kids wearing masks at play, so I sent inquiries to 15 state-level child protection service agencies against the county. Rogan doesn't feign expertise he doesn't have. He admits that he doesn't know. He apologizes when he gets things wrong. That builds trust. His audience listens to him rather than the standard liberal sources because they're smart, not stupid. Sorry, the article linked to the first tweet is by Shen, not Joe Rogan. And he walked back his own statements. Glenn Greenwald. Oh man, just ace. You know what's wild is the last thing Glenn Greenwald has left in terms of respectability is his journalism, which again is pretty seminal in terms of his coverage of South and Central America. But if he's losing even that, because on social issues he's absolute dog shit. Absolute dog shit. Just the worst kind of privileged, like white, I have the id pole of being gay personality who's now become a useful clown to the right wing. Like now he's just like, hey, is someone calling out Matt Gaetz? Don't worry, here comes my defense of Matt Gaetz article. Oh, is someone calling out Tucker Carlson? Don't worry, here comes my defense of Tucker Carlson article. Guess what? I'm now going on Tucker Carlson show to promote my article about Tucker Carlson. And are people saying that Joe Rogan was spreading dangerous anti-vax conspiracy theory bullshit? Oh, well, don't worry, here's my article on Joe Rogan. And then Joe Rogan can talk about how I'm actually one of the few credible journalists. It's great. The pipeline is complete.
But there's a lot of people out there that have to make a fucking living. And what's the best way to make a living? Well, here's one way. Take a jackass like me. Go over their podcast. Go over this 3-hour drunken, ridiculous podcast. Did we drink with Dave? Yes. No. Dave Smith?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No.
No.
I don't think we
not.
drank.
Say no. Probably not.
But that's on you.
Like, it's that old adage, Rush Limbaugh, for all the horrible things about him, he reinvented the way daytime, nighttime talk shows, punditry, all that kind of stuff. It revolutionized the idea that an opinion piece, especially a very brash, toxic, venomous one like him, could become as popular as he did, because there was a market for that, a market that other people weren't tapping into. Like there was journalistic standards and ethics. There wasn't like opinion pieces, shock jock radio people who were doing exclusively news, and especially right-wing news. And that revolutionized talk radio as we know it today. Like, he's basically one of the fathers of talk radio. And we are all, unfortunately, for better or for worse, kind of children in that legacy. You know, that legacy now, there's pundits on both sides of the aisle. There's pundits on the internet. There's pundits on television. There's pundits on the radio. There's pundits on fucking Pornhub. It doesn't matter where you go. You're going to find that. At the end of the day, Joe Rogan, Serfs, anyone, what these are opinion pieces. But there's no question that you have to hold people who have platforms accountable. You do. Like, you have a responsibility when you have a platform. Even if I'm giving, you know, I'm speaking free off the cuff kind of shit like we're doing right now, there's still a responsibility on me to not spread information that will damage the public. Because when I'm doing a live stream in front of 1,000 people, or I'm then uploading this video to YouTube after, so like 10,000 people will see it the next day, like, there's a responsibility there that the information inside isn't going to make a whole bunch of people suddenly consider, well, if Joe Rogan says that you're 21 and you're fine, you know, you're young and strapping and you're healthy, then it doesn't matter. Like, nothing matters in terms of getting a vaccine, so why should I get a fucking vaccine? I mean, you know, Daddy Joe said it was okay. Then what's the problem? I'll see if I can find that tweet. Someone responded really well that had like a first-hand account that happened to be 21. It was basically someone who was 21 years old wrote this like, hey, Joe Rogan, I'm 21 years old. I was incredibly active. I was jogging every single day. I got COVID and I can barely like walk around my house now. Like, I've got permanent damage in my lungs. Like, it's incredibly irresponsible to tell people who are 21 years old not to get vaccinated. But it was more eloquent than that. I'm just paraphrasing. Joe should voluntarily get infected with corona to prove his point. I mean, she's like, that's the other thing. I bet Joe Rogan is vaccinated. I don't see why he wouldn't be. He's 50 years old, so he's in like an already sketchy like you know, age zone. He's probably in as you can see, impeccable shape. I mean, fucking 55. We should all be so lucky. But you know, he's got to be vaxxed. He says that he's not. I have a hard time believing that. A, because it's been available to him from a very early phase. The rich people were getting the vaccines, especially celebrities, like right away. And B, he works in close proximity to a bunch of people all the time. Joe was scheduled for the J&J until it was paused. Actually, doesn't COVID have a stronger effect on stronger immune systems, using part of one's immune system against them? Oh, really, deep dish part. Well, I can't comment on that. I don't know. See, I'm not gonna comment on a scientific thing that I haven't actually done any research on. The tweet. Oh, thank you. Wow, good investigation. Damn. I was a healthy young person before getting COVID, and it has ruined my body and caused me to be chronically ill for 6 months. I literally ran a 10K 2 weeks before I got it, and now I'm weak, in pain, and can barely do my daily activities sometimes, but haha, good one, Joe. These variants are not only becoming more deadly, young people are being hospitalized and dying. Not getting a vaccine gives the virus more chance to mutate to the point where even more vaccinated people will not be protected. Please think critically instead of listening to idiots with podcasts. Incoming freaks telling me I'm paid, lying government shill for talking openly about the disease I experienced, Lamau. Yeah, but that's the other thing I've noticed, by the way. Every single time I tweet something about Joe Rogan, like this morning I said Joe Rogan admits that it's reckless for Joe Rogan to platform Joe Rogan or something like that. Just like internet weirdos boom in your mentions. Like so many of them. You know, like Joe Rogan has such a devout following of internet weirdos who are doing the Apu meme, you know, jumping in front of the bullet just for their hero, even though he's done something objectively like terrible. Like to me, I'm way prouder of fan bases activity when they don't follow their chosen, I don't know, god or guru, and they actually have critical thinking, and they'll be like, well, yeah, that was a bad take, you know, and then a lot of them will be like, yeah, no, yeah, I don't agree with that take, instead of being like, what, bro, what's going on, huh? You going after Joe? Yeah? It's like, well, I think Joe's going after Joe in this clip where he says, yeah, I'm gonna double back on what I said, everyone should take it. That's a different argument. I mean, he did do it in a very craven way. Let's not like pinch hairs. Like that was kind of testically, just to be like, you know, that's a different argument and what I would agree with. That wasn't the argument I was making, but I'm just saying if someone wants to say that to me, it does make sense. It sounds factually correct, and I would agree with that. You know, it's a little bit scrotumy, if you don't mind me saying so. We will crush you, Lance, if you have a bad take. You always do. You're savage. You're very savage. My bad take does not get to survive for long. I'll say that much.
Hey, do you like movies? Do you like Serfs? Do you want movies and Serfs watching the movies? So then come over to the new channels. It's the Serfs the cinema. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Can you do the thing, you know, that thumbs up and comment and all those things that help us out in the algorithm that controls every aspect of our lives? Also, if you happen to have a Facebook account, can you delete it? Like just delete it. You should probably delete your Facebook account because it's not a great company. But hey, if you can't do that for whatever reason, I understand. And could you also go to facebook.com/thesurftimes then and give us a little like and a follow. We're just trying to push back against the fact that people like Ben Shapiro happen to dominate the platform entirely. And when everyone asks why do older generations believe the things they believe, one of the problems is the majority of them on social media use Facebook. So to counter that, we're just going to be on there too now. Also, if you happen to have a union or a worker co-op or even a leftist project, podcast, website, Zoom, MySpace, it doesn't matter. We will advertise it for free on this channel. All you got to do is go to weareserfs.com and use the forms that we got there, weareserfs.com. Thanks, everybody.
To our gods, I'm Raft and Xander Corvus. We shall build golden idols in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker. Our soft, spongy flesh is yours to command. To our lords, Evan Nudie, Trevor R., Alexander Thaler, Ryan Lubin, Bisexual Black Gamer, Tofox, and Jeffrey Lamb, we proudly carry your sigils onto the battlefield. And to our Knights of the Round Table, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Timothy Hart, Trevor Janis, Lemmy 101, Anthropophagic, Saren 42, Chronic to Hemphog, Kelly Kotka, The Great Pudini, Von Janney, Catherine, Radical Maniac, Ramon Acosta, Encosin, J. Fraser Cartwright, Jimmy Bignuts, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Political Puppy, Andreas Chiringuito, Zach Christensen, Nicholas Marks, Jopi, Josh Mickelson, Melissa Murphy, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, and Constance Joyce Lacheris. We tip our cap and lift our mug and salute you.